What's rocking YouTube? MaxChamp here, coming at you with our new video on this channel. So that's pretty fun. I'm super psyched to bring you guys this crazy new leaked content that I got my hands on, which is pretty crazy, as you will see. Because I mean, I was just browsing the interwebs, and all of a sudden, I found this stuff here. And it's some pretty cool stuff. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the top 5 new leaked Rotom forms. And our first Rotom form coming in right here is Rotom Submarine form. And now, hold on. You may be thinking, Max, this Pokemon totally looks so cool right now. I know, and that's exactly what I was thinking too when I first saw this Pokemon. And definitely, this is one of the coolest Rotom forms. Obviously, that's why it's in this list, especially since it's new. I think it's going to have something to do with the dive concept that they introduced in ORAS that they brought back from the old game. So I think that in Pokemon Sun and Moon, we're going to be able to dive. And not only we're going to be able to dive, but we're going to be able to dive on our Rotom. The next leaked Rotom that is on this top 5 is going to be Rotom Drill form, as you can see up on the video. Personally, I think this one's a little bit too close to Excadrill. Nintendo has been coming out with some Pokemon that are really similar to other Pokemon nowadays, and it's kind of getting repetitive. But then again, if you look at this, it's so badass. It's got like drills on hands, but not only is it's a little different than Excadrill because these ones spin, kind of like in Gurren Lagann, or however you pronounce it. If you want to pronounce it Gurren Lagann, go ahead. But that's how I say it. And otherwise, I think this is a pretty cool addition, but pretty similar to Excadrill, so that's why it's a little lower on my list. Coming up next is Rotom Ambulance form. Now, you also may be thinking on this one that it's cool, but you also might be thinking, what the hell? There aren't hospitals in Pokemon, at least not for people, that is. And I've got a theory with this Rotom form. I think in the new Pokemon Sun and Moon that the characters are going to be able to be fatally wounded. And if so, if this theory is true, then you're going to be able to use your Rotom Ambulance form to get to the hospital. And also, I think more plausibly, you'll be able to use Rotom Ambulance to use a move like Teleport to get you back to the Pokemon Center, which would be kind of nice and helpful. But I'm really anticipating some knife fights in Pokemon, because that's really all I want. I just want some knife fights. It's not that hard. Up next is Rotom Cycle form, which I have to say is quite an interesting concept. All these Rotom forms so far have been pretty cool, but this one definitely connects more to Pokemon than any of the other games so far, in my opinion, since they have cycling road and bicycles and whatnot. I'm assuming that if you have this Pokemon, you'll have a bike right away instead, and you won't have to buy a bike. Or even if you do have to buy a bike, maybe you'll have 2, or maybe you can have him follow you like they do in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen because I don't work for Nintendo, but what I can tell you is that this Pokemon is definitely going to be one of my favorites, and I'm going to search everywhere to find it. Last, and certainly my favorite, is Rotom UFO. This is by far the most unique that Nintendo has not really released since I found them and was able to leak them right now for you guys. You're welcome, by the way. Obviously, you're super excited to see these new Pokemon. But yeah, this one is definitely the most unique because it's introducing the final frontier. Like, are we going to be able to go to space finally in Pokemon? Like, they hinted at it in Hoenn. I was never able to figure it out without using the Game Shark. Supposedly, you were able to do it to find, like, Jirachi and Deoxys and whatnot, but it was very hard to do, and not everyone could do that. So, are they finally going to let us go into space and nevertheless in a UFO? Maybe instead of Team Rocket, we'll fight aliens? Who knows? I mean, Pokemon, if you add some knife fights and some aliens, you're going to have a really sick plotline, and you're going to attract more consumers and make more money. At least in Chicago you will, because that's how I feel. And definitely more violence is going to sell you more video games. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this top 5 of the new leaked Rotom forms that I was able to acquire on the interwebs. If you liked this video, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to know how I found these new leaked Pokemon, just go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll definitely help you out there because these were quite hard to find. But you know, I'm very good at leaking Pokemon, and so I'll hopefully bring you guys some more leaked content soon. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.